lies in hospital. You might laugh. I don't think it's funny. I think it's piling hurt on the Queen, who is already suffering greatly from her husband's illness.
I wish to respond to that. What I don't think is funny, I'll tell you what I don't think is funny. It's the fact that you are such a disappointment. I wish to God one day you would even surprise me. You constantly use your platform as a wealthy, white, privileged man with power and influence.
Oh, what a load of nonsense, honestly. What a load of race-baiting nonsense.
And the misogynist attacks on Meghan Markle. And you do it so shamelessly.
We have done more on racial issues on this show than any other show on television. You're talking... Shola, you can keep shouting.
That the royal family has any racist undertone or actions against the first biracial person simply because you're in love with the Queen?
No, I think what you're doing now...
You can love the Queen, but you should be able to call out actions done by the royal family when they've got it wrong.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you trash the Queen. Sorry. Just not going to let you do it.
Well,
I'm not going to let you do it.
You conveniently forget all of that to paint this picture that all was rosy and hunky-dory. Nonsense. And then you are lording over the Queen. Listen, by all means, let's applaud the Queen when she does something right. But when she does something wrong, we need to call her out.
What does she do wrong? What does she do wrong?
What kind of grandmother? Let me finish. What kind of grandmother will be so close to her grandson, Harry, but then not use her power and influence as Queen to protect them from the racist media coverage? What kind of grandmother will protect her own son, Prince Andrew, from the potential crime of raping a minor, but will do jack all to protect Harry and Meghan? Especially, I have no doubt that she would have heard about the suicidal thoughts and the help and support she needs. And then you sit there hammering on about how the royal institution is not racist. Are you out of your God-forsaken mind?
No, you know what? I find what you're saying about the Queen actually disgraceful. I find what you're saying... You're entitled to your opinion, Shola. I find... Sorry, no, I'm allowed to respond to what you've just said.
Is rooted... Listen, you might learn something. The royal family as an institution is rooted in colonialism, white supremacy, and racism. The legacy is right there. So you're now surprised that a comment would have been made by several members of the royal family about how dark Archie's
skin is. It's not several members, actually. No, you can't spew lies.
All right. Harry and Meghan...
Are we allowed to engage in any of this?
Let me finish.
Well, you're not stopping.
That Harry and Meghan had the audacity to speak that truth than you should be at the actual outrage of racism.
Right, okay. Am I allowed to respond to this? Am I allowed to respond yet?
You can respond now.
Okay. I think what you just said about the Queen is disgusting. I think it's unbelievable. You talk about the behaviour of a 19...
Am I lying when I said that?
Allow me to say what I'm... Allow me to explain.
And the institution is protecting...
Allow me to defend our royal family, thank you.
You tell me.
If you had one of the victims of bullying in here right now, would you tell them that they were lying about their bullying claims?
No, we would take their claims seriously.
So she was saying that not only did she have this mental health crisis that led her to suicide, but also that it was a conversation that Harry had with his family members. I should be clear here. I've been told it's not the Queen and not the Duke of Edinburgh.
How do we know
that only leaves two family members.
But how do you know that?
Because that's what I've been told.
Yeah, but how does that person
that's my job, is to find out things. That's what I do, and I'm not going to share my sources with you here.
So now we're left with who? Charles?
Well,
William?
I was about
Kate?
to explain that.
Yes.
So the two people that you're left with is either his father, Prince Charles, or his brother, Prince William, or their wives. I mean, that's pretty serious. That's kind of where it's left. They protected the Queen. The thing is, they protected the Queen throughout this by saying the Queen did nice. They have
an amazing relationship with her.
Zoom calls with the Queen. But equally, they are criticising the institution of which she is head.
They're trashing
and
everything she stands for.
You're criticising his grandmother, the Queen.
And they're saying that Charles and William are trapped. They have no wish to be king, presumably. They're trapped in this terrible institution. An institution the Queen has worked so dutifully and worked so hard to maintain and preserve. The damage to the monarchy here should not be underestimated. I've been watching the reaction in America since this came out. That race allegation in particular, I think this is going to be used as an incredibly damaging stick against the royal family.
Say many people, I mean the establishment that I'm married into, because they've decided that I'm a non-starter.
Why do you think they've decided that?
Because I do things differently. Because I don't go by a rule book. Because I lead from the heart, not the head. And albeit that's got me into trouble in my work, I understand that. But someone's got to go out there and love people and show it.
And do you think that because of the way you behave, that's precluded you effectively from becoming Queen?
Yes, well, not precluded me, I wouldn't say that. I just don't think I have as many supporters in that environment than I did. Yeah.
You mean within the royal household?
Mm-hmm. They see me as a threat of some kind. And I'm here to do good. I'm not a destructive person.
Why do they see you as a threat?
I think every strong woman in history has had to walk down a similar path. And I think it's the strength that causes the confusion and the fear. Why is she strong? Where does she get it from? Where is she taking it? Where is she going to use it? Why do the public still support her? When I say public, you go in and do an engagement and there's a great many people there.
Did you leave the country because of racism?
It was a large part of it. I remember that the Centre Bali fundraiser.
Yes.
One of the people at that dinner said to me, "Please don't do this with the media. They will destroy your life." And this person is friends with a lot of the editors and like that. And I said, "Sorry, just elaborate. What do you mean by that?" Obviously, I knew. He said, "You need to understand that the UK is very bigoted." And I stopped him. I said, "The UK is not bigoted. The UK press is bigoted, specifically the tabloids. Is that what you mean?" He goes, "No, the UK is bigoted." And I said, I completely disagree. But unfortunately, if the source of information is inherently corrupt or racist or biased, then that filters out to the rest of society.
Yeah. I think that's so interesting for people to hear, guys, about how closely the tabloids work together with people in the palace who are feeding stories, and they all actually feed off each other. It's very incestuous about the narrative that they can paint on anyone should they choose to do so.
They need each other, the monarchy being afraid that if they lose the support of the public, they could go away themselves.
That's right. And I don't think people here fully appreciate the degree and the extremes to which Meghan was covered in England. I mean, it was vicious.
Yeah, the negativity. Vicious is the word.
Yeah. What a missed opportunity. I mean, the Commonwealth is 60 to 70% people of color. Britain is a multicultural country. What a missed opportunity.
I think a lot of people feel that way, too, this morning. Let's talk let's talk about, the jaw-dropping moment, the first one, about the color of the baby's skin. And you asked Harry about it when he came out. He did not tell you who it was. Did you all have another conversation about it? Because that was something that there's a big guessing game all around the world. Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? And I thought it was very touching that Harry still is choosing to protect the identity of whoever that was.
Yes, and he did not share the identity with me, but he wanted to make sure that I knew, and if I had an opportunity to share it, that it was not his grandmother nor his grandfather that were a part of those conversations.
That it was not his grandmother and Prince Philip, he said?
Yeah,
was not
his grandfather. Neither his grandmother nor grandfather were a part of those conversations. He did not tell me who were a part of those conversations. Right. As you can see, I tried to get that answer on camera.
Why is everybody else such an expert about racism against black people? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Piers. You don't get to call out what is and isn't racism against black people. You can call out all the other stuff. I'll leave you to call out all the other stuff you want, but leave the racism stuff to us.
I think.
Let me tell you something. That Harry can shut it down with one thing, and this is what I'm looking forward to in this interview. I want Harry to look at the camera, and I just want him to say, "Well, Oprah, once you go black." No, he's not gonna say that.
It was a story.